That should be good. I got quite a bit.
That one in Quebec there, where that guy spun a bearing there.
Well, did you hear what happened to Scott?
No.
No, I never.
Never told him.
No, I didn't.
He's coming home from Red River College Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Yes, Thursday. And he comes up down 67
Okay.
and goes to turn on to number 9 highway. And all of a sudden this car cuts him off and is blocking traffic. And he's like, what the hell? So he kind of goes around him. And this kid, he kept doing this, trying to block him.
Trying to block Scott?
Well, the vehicles, I don't know if it was just Scott, but all the vehicles. So anyway, they get by Deerwood School in Selkirk, and this kid wheels around and puts his car on both lanes so that nobody can go on the north lane. And he gets out and he has a sledgehammer. He's holding this sledgehammer and he's walking towards Scott's truck, and Scott figured, oh God, well now what? So he's walking towards Scott's truck. So Scott waited till he was just about there, and then he figured, I'm not letting him pound my truck.
Yeah.
So he gets out and he said to him, what's your problem? And the guy says, I'm going to kill you and I'm going to kill your family, and he's just ranting, eh?
Good God.
And when he goes to blink, he shuts his eyes for a minute and then he opens them.
Awesome.
And Scott figured, okay, I got my chance. The next time he goes to blink, I'm going to get him. So he blinked and Scott up, and he had his cowboy boots on, kicked him right in the balls. And the guy had the sledgehammer up here. All he did was drop it behind him.
Oh no. Whatever he's on didn't fizzle.
It didn't fizz him. So anyway, the couple cars behind him had phoned 911 already, and they were taping it on their phones. So anyway, the cops come and they arrested him, and he was high on meth, and he'd been drinking and was high on meth.
Good God. Isn't it a good drug to get? Oh my good heavens. But that's what they say what happens with so many of these situations, that they get on that meth and their strength is like triple.
Oh, well that's just it, especially, well so Scott phones me yesterday, and he's on his way home from school and he goes, oh Mom, he says, my foot is so sore. I said, what's wrong? What are you talking about? And he says, oh, where I kicked that guy, I think I broke my foot.
I wonder how he felt when he come to that boy.
Scott said he's got to be black and blue.
Good heavens.
So anyway, I said to Scott, you better go to the hospital and get it checked. No freaking way, he says.
God.
Am I in your way?
No, you guys just do what you do. That's no worries.
Now this is we call that our fleshing board.
Okay.
If we have excess fat and things like that on here,
And sewing to do?
this is where
One
we...
here and one here.
Yeah.
So now you set him and let him dry first though? Or?
No, that's when he goes on the big boards.
Actually, he's pretty good except for a few,
He's clean and...
but look at this,
So what's
That's
There's
bites.
bites, there's bite
That's
marks.
bites.
so like they've been fighting?
Yeah, it's
So-
been fighting.
So there's, you have a couple of things to fix.
This is now you become a seamstress. This goes back a lot of years with Ryan and Pete Sonatas.
Pete,
Yeah, we had a big Holstein bull.
Oh
And
my.
My dad was shipping it. So Ryan and Pete are standing there in the aisle of the barn, and they're discussing how they're going to load this bull. And Ryan looked at Pete and he says, you get ready. When I open this door, you fucking run into your truck. Pete, what do you mean? Well, you just run in the truck. He'll be right behind you. They didn't do that though.
No.
I think Pete probably had words.
Yeah.
But you know what? All the animals I hauled in my life, I tell you, I hauled bulls. They were anywhere from 1,800 to 3,000 pounds. So when we hauled them that big, we could only get 7 in the bottom of the trailer, right? And normally we could put a normal bunch in there of 40 head, right? So you can imagine how big these animals are.
Yeah.
Well, they're so big when they go on down the chute and in there, they hit their back end on the top and they can't bend, so they peel the meat right off their tail. Oh, terrible. And you get in there, then they start fighting.
Well, yeah.
Well, you're going down the road, this is no crowd. I tell you, your trailer starts rocking on both sides.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh man, I'm going to Toronto, right?
You
So
got
I
the long
loaded
way.
these guys in Ashern. I got to Winnipeg and every one of them were laying down chewing their cud. So I guess what they do is they show who's the boss.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They get that figured out, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Get to Toronto, open the gates, and they walked out of there like dogs. Eh? Never had a problem. I said, "You're lucky, you guys. If I would have some extra hay, I'd give you a little snack, but I don't." So, what made you decide to go trapping?
I used to trap when I was just in my early teens.
So, got in the blood, you just love it.
Yeah. And that was all leg traps at the time.
Yeah.
That'll be all right.
And I would wait until Dad had a dead calf or something. And then I'd take it out into the field and I'd break a straw bale. And I would spread the straw all around. And then I would cut the calf up, throw the calf in the middle. And then I would set a couple leg traps around my calf. And that's how I catch my foxes and coyotes.
See, you learn, eh? Like old Tom there on Mountain Men.
Yeah, and then it would work out every morning on the bus. When we would go by, I could see if I had a fox or a coyote in my trap.
I got money for tonight.
So when I would get home, then I would jump on the old snowmobile with a 22 and shoot it and bring her home. But at that time, there
Get your nail hammer and nails.
there was a gentleman come around and he just bought the animal. So you didn't skin it or nothing. You just kept it outside frozen. And okay, you just keep it outside frozen. And when he come, he would take it and he would do the skinning and everything himself. And he'd give you, at that time it was $10, $15, whatever for.
Probably a good buddy for a kid back then.
Oh, well, sure.
This guy's really thick. Like, look at the fur.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So it's a nice pelt, eh?
Yes, it
Looks
is.
like.
I'll help you.
Holy shit, we left her hanging on her own, eh? God, look at she's a furry lady. Hey?
Yeah.
I'll peek through here.
Good God. Craig, you better get sewing her. What?
Yeah, she just blossoms here. Women always liked furs, eh? But I guess they never liked them this way. There's that, and then one on the stretcher.
Beautiful.